Hey, how you doing, guys? We're going to play Sonic Generations now on our glorious YouTube channel. I say our, even though the other guy that's supposed, well, that could be here, Quentin, ain't here. But still, yeah, it's me, Daniel, Procrastinate Gaming. Weird YouTube channel, just started. At least that's what we like you to think. We have recorded a bunch of stuff, even the race of this game, like me against Quentin, the other guy. And we also have multiple other YouTube channels that aren't as popular as this one. Maybe a little bit more, but I guess 4 subscribers ain't that much to brag about. But yeah, we do normally like build stuff on YouTube, like we build a do-it-yourself Bluetooth speaker and yeah, building something called do-it-yourself is kind of like saying something double. But yeah, we built Bluetooth speaker, a racing simulator. What else have we uploaded? Multiple accessories for the YouTube for the racing simulator, and we're currently planning on building a go-kart with real suspension and everything. But yeah, to kind of have a little bit of cross-promotion, also play more games, because we're both master procrastinators. Just had like, hey, what about the channel we once made, never really did anything with? This one, you're currently watching. Let's just upload and don't look on the channel itself. We won't look at the statistics or anything and just upload stuff. I don't know how long the episodes will be, or if the music is still out. But anyway, yeah, and this is the game I picked because I want to play a good Sonic game, and we ain't gonna care about the story, because it's a gameplay game, definitely. And who cares about the Sonic story if it ain't something as wacky as adventure? For those of you who want to know the story, Eggman learned time travel, and this is fuck up the universe, not the multiverse yet. And yeah, that's why multiple Eggmans, multiple Sonics. This is how it goes. Could have played Forces. I got Forces. Played it private, and it's bad. Also, you could say, many people aren't that like it. What I want to say, like, all the people don't say, like, oh, it's so bad. Did I say Forces? I think I meant Frontiers. I don't know what I had 2 games so close to each other, both named with F at the beginning. But yeah. But those don't really capture the spirit of what Sonic's supposed to be. Like, Sonic Forces was just like on rails like that all the time. You can just go like that and that. Just have to press the boost button to literally finish the game. There are people who've done that. So yeah. And Frontiers is just, it's too wacky. I mean, I don't know, it's boring. This it's way more fun, looks better, even though it's older. Could have also played Unleashed, which also looks better and is older, but Unleashed got high levels. Yeah, so we play this here now. Kind of have made my mind up about what I want to talk about, if there's anything I want to talk about. Because if we don't look at the story, we cannot talk about the story or anything, but who cares about this all of the game? So we focus on story to talk about that. We could rant off how bad the other Sonic games are, but we don't need to. At least the soundtracks are always pretty good, I guess. I mean, Adventure 1 and 2. Technically also Heroes had better soundtrack, because like only Crush 40 rock music, but it's also like my personal taste. And like the modern stuff, I mean, it had some like real like metal stuff in there, but it could have been a little bit more aggressive for my taste. And for those wondering, no, this isn't speedrun. I'm just going to play this game as fast as I can. And I don't know any strats. The boring part will be getting all the keys, because I don't know shit about what's the fastest there. But we will just play this game a little fast. Force Quint to also play stuff. I mean, we could also play stuff together. I mean, we already did, which we never uploaded. I mean, we streamed with the same name on Twitch for quite a while. And also, like, a little bit successful. Like, Quint is pretty good at Beat Saber, even though it ruins his shoulders. Because he's a weak boy. Yeah, with song requests and everything on, it was pretty fun. Obviously, people always go like, yeah, please play the hardest song ever. Thus, his shoulders were like ruined in like a few songs, but he just kept on trucking. Like a real mad lad. Because who cares about your own body? If you can also just feel like grandpa when you're 30. Or you can also start streaming again. But then streaming is always like so time consuming because you don't just want to stream like 2 hours and then call it a day. It's pretty boring. But since work and everything, like 1 or 2 hours a day of gaming is not really that common. Especially if somebody else needs help with something. For example, grandma comes like, hey boy, can you go shopping with me? You can just say like, no, I gotta stream on Twitch for 0 viewers, grandma. I mean, you could. But you won't, because you're not an asshole. That's what I at least hope. Yeah. So we're just going to do this from now on, I hope. I also mini uploaded today, except the music is way too loud, but I probably won't even care about that. And there's one other video of like Quint having a world record in Hot Wheels Unleashed. Funny thing is, he has multiple world records. And I always told him like from the beginning, like, oh yeah, just make short little videos like Little Curb stuff with how's it called? Mario Maker. And he was like, nah, nobody will watch that. But yeah, technically nobody will, especially if you don't upload anything. And definitely nobody will. But you can never know. And even having like getting like 10 viewers here that then learn about the build channel and everything will give us 10 new viewers on the build channel, and like the other way around too. So like cross promotion is a thing that's pretty cool to do. And also won't care about red rings. I first thought about maybe like playing a game I don't know is good, but then like, why should I play like first Metal Gear or something like that? Like play Metal Gear at all. It's just, you could also just watch a movie instead of playing Metal Gear. Especially like the further the games get. I guess 3 didn't have as much cutscenes, I just don't remember properly. Which is probably the real cause. But yeah. Metal Gear will come on this channel eventually because I like it, and forced Quint to play Metal Gear Solid 1, which he did. I technically forced him to play 2, which he still didn't. He just started it. Yeah. Oh, and I just had a thought in my head. Quint probably won't even upload things onto it now because when he plays on the Steam Deck. And recording at the same time on the Steam Deck as like playing is kind of a hassle. Huh. Well, we'll see how this goes. I also don't know how long the videos should be. They should be like half hour full game. Or they should just be like good old YouTube 2000, I don't know, something, 20 minutes max? Like back in the day was like 15 minutes, the typical Let's Play part. Maybe we'll chop this game up in like 3 parts. That could be something to do. Good to do. I don't know. And if you wonder what's taking us so long on the Build YouTube channel, it's what I already said, procrastinators. And since we want to build a go-kart with real suspension, we learned something new about designing a suspension geometry every single day. And today just watched the video and was like, oh yeah, this makes total sense and we actually super need that. Probably we don't, like when you see normal go-karts, they have no suspension at all. Like, they should got suspension but not like typical springs and everything. They just are tires on the ground. And they work fine. People have built them like that for years. So why do we want to reinvent the wheel? The wheel. I guess that's just because, why not? It's a challenge. Makes the build more interesting. I don't know why there was lag. Definitely has nothing to do with my PC. Got a 3070. 2070. Not that baller. But yeah, I got 2 mods installed to make the game run and look a little bit nicer. But just a tiny bit. Game already looks and runs pretty well. Yeah. Also, what is a very big disadvantage for myself is that I plan the videos by myself. Like the actual builds, I like ask Quinn for a few like big decisions, like should we do that or that. He mostly goes just with what I suggest. And most of the time when I ask for like which questions, most of the time like easy solution or like the right solution. And he just always picks the right, and I'm like, nah, we'll take more time. But yeah, I planned the whole project. I then most of the time prepare a little bit on my own. Then we shoot them together. But he's like most of the time the cameraman. And if he does a good job at that, it's up to you to decide. Then I edit the videos, which takes also a long ass time. And yeah. So we haven't split the work yet just right. He wanted to learn like editing for a short bit and stuff like that. And then he never really committed because he's even more procrastinating than I am. I mean, we have currently the 4th of January while recording, so we're pretty new in the year, so like, oh Christ, so like New Year's resolves, is it resolve? I don't know, like things you gotta say you do New Year, like yeah, I gotta do more sport and everything. I kinda live on that hype right now, like doing this and everything. So I hope this will continue, but I already planned like, oh yeah, I will do the new go-kart geometry like on a weekend. Who cares? I don't have time right now. I need to play Sonic. I actually need to play a lot of games like Death Stranding, Tomb Raider, Witcher. Yeah, but I guess I won't play them with you guys because of the aforementioned reasons. Maybe one day. Or like, what's also like fun to watch, at least to my personal opinion, is like when one guy knows the game, but the other guy who doesn't know, like when you do like the other guy that doesn't know is the player. So one guy can like rage and go like, oh my god, you should do that, and that. Yeah, it's fun. Or like when somebody's really good at a game and has like somebody who doesn't know shit at the game, like showing him off like, oh yeah, I do that, and that. Because now, when I, for example, if I will play Mario 64 now, I mean Mario 64 is a pretty common game that people have seen go speedy for a long time, but like, if for example Quint would play Hot Wheels Unleashed right now and show like all this insane strat, for him it's normal, so he probably won't hype it as much, but I would sit next to him and be like, God, you're fucking insane, you have no life, how did you figure this stuff out? Yeah, it's all about the dynamic. So I hope this will get successful one day. I mean, it doesn't have to, I also just make videos for the sake of making videos. For example, like the race sim, I would have built either way. Actually, we built one before, like the one for Quinton was built like months before that. But I was too much of a cheapskate to buy a steering wheel, so I asked my dad if I could have it for my birthday. So I got it for my birthday and we built the sim. Yeah, this was actually like result for us to make the YouTube channel. Was like right after we finished Quinton's sim. We just both went like, oh yeah, this was so much fun, and you know what? I think this is actually like pretty cool to watch us do stuff. Which it was. Come on. I just say was, like it's not fun anymore to watch us. So I'll just reiterate and go like, it still is fun to watch us. At least hope. I mean, we're still trying to find our style. Like the first rough cut of the the first rough cut of the sim was like 15 minutes long, nobody watched it. But it's mainly 50 minutes long because I've been a lot of watching Adam Savage's tested YouTube channel at that time, and he always like uploads like full 1 day builds where he builds something for like 50 minutes straight. Oh yeah, this is this thing. Oh yeah, I already messed it up. This stuff fucked it up. So that's the whole reason. I mean, there aren't really new ideas anymore. Like that's a theory people have. There aren't new ideas. They're just remixes from old ideas, and you can kind of see that, especially on YouTube, because people often produce what they like to see themselves. Maybe add like a little bit of their own finesse to it. So, for example, if you like watching car YouTube, but they don't go too much detail, like don't show off too much driving, then they make their own channel and do more of that stuff. Yeah. So I just got a message from Quinton because I've written about like the changes in suspension I would need to make on a go-kart. And yeah, he was again the easier route, or like the what we really should do question, and he picked the what we should do, and I'm going to hit him with voice message called, then why don't you just go ahead and open Fusion and edit that while I'm doing other stuff? Would be cool, right? Yeah. So let's go back, we do everything after each other. I have no clue, but I like this. I like to go more on Sonic and go like speed challenges because I know they're most of the time the longest, but it's still the most fun, right? Oh god. Because that's what you want to do in this game, you want to play it. Not go like, oh yeah, who can destroy the most boxes in like this and this time? Who the fuck cares about that? I wanna play! So just hammer on the X button and call it. Just had a thought comment in my head. Actually thought it's also just a remix of information I had before. But did you know that on the PS2 controller, for example, GTA San Andreas, where you have to press like, I think it was X to ride the bicycle. The further you press the X him, like the harder you press it, the harder CJ would, or like the faster CJ would drive. So how about the PS2 port of Sonic Unleashed also has the boost function. But Sonic also boosts faster if you press it in harder. I mean, that's what everybody does, like press the button and like press the button harder to jump higher or to like drive fast in a racing game. But it doesn't really work. But maybe it does on the PS2 version of Sonic Unleashed. Who knows? And who's going to find out? I won't. Not even on the PS2. Yeah, that worked quite right, I guess. Do even racing games of that time support that? I mean, the PS2 didn't have analog triggers. Or did they? No, didn't. But the PS3 had. And the Xbox, like that console generation from now on. I guess the Wii didn't have any. Yeah, it was funny in a Need for Speed Carbon. It was my childhood Need for Speed. You could do like the gas pedal on the Wii. The Wii version of the game. You can do the gas pedal with like the Wii mode, tilting it down and up, like pushing a gas pedal, like going like vroom vroom. It was stupid, and you would steer with the nunchuck. That's just stupid. Get the music! Ah! Hey, let's go. I just saw that like all my Steam achievements for this game got resetted, which is not cool. I had a bunch. But who cares, right? Right? Oh boy. What was my fault? Something analog triggers, I think. Yeah, every console had analog triggers from then on. Except Nintendo. And even though Nintendo had it in the GameCube, like the predecessor to the Wii. I mean, it didn't have an N64 though. But like still, why did the predecessor have it? Well, technically, the Wii had it then. At least the GameCube backwards compatible ones. But Carbon didn't have controller backwards compatibility to like GameCube controller. Unlike, for example, Mario Kart, where you press A to drive. So who cares about that? Nintendo's a weird gaming company. Like even more weird after Iwata died. Because today it's just commerce. Is it commerce in English? I don't know, it's just making money. It's just businessmen doing business. I mean, like literally, the current president of Nintendo of America was like the former financial president. Not Nintendo of America, but like Nintendo General. So who cares? Nintendo ain't what it used to be. At least Breath of the Wild 2 will be good, right? Yeah. At least I can now play N64 games on my Switch, which I definitely want. No, I don't, because I pay way too much money for games I already own like 20 billion times. I owned it on a Wii, a Wii U. I own the fucking physical Switch version, in the case of Mario 64 through All-Stars. I own Mario 64 itself, so why should I pay one more time for it? I'll just pirate it. I mean, I'll pirate it, I'm going to get my backup from my own game, play it on an emulator, which has more features than Nintendo's emulator, runs better, and can upscale and everything. And if I want to play it on the go, I can use an Android emulator and a Bluetooth controller. Which, funnily enough, the Switch Pro controller is. Oh, was good enough. So yeah, Nintendo's sadly has become kind of a bullshit company. They still make awesome games. At least some of them. I mean, you can just get on the Splatoon hype and get released close to the same game for 3 times in a row. I mean, there are changes. At least what I heard. Never played them. But yeah, the changes aren't too big, especially from Splatoon 1 to Splatoon 2. But who am I to judge? No, it's just one Mario Kart in between all Splatoon games. Who cares? And no F-Zero at all. But who likes F-Zero anyway? I mean, we could now start to figure out what the current problem with Nintendo is. Like, one of the problems, I think there are probably multiple, but what I already mentioned, like the current president and everything. Like being a financial guy, focused on financials. The game was trash. No. Well, the game didn't trash. Like, brain probably crashed. But yeah, he's a financial guy, businessman doing business. And yeah, the Switch is way too successful for what it is. And they're way too successful with the re-release of just Wii U games. So they just are releasing Wii U games and no new games. No. And like every entry on the Switch is the most sells. Let's follow Nintendo differently. Like with the new Metroid. The new Metroid, like Dread, has been the most successful Metroid ever. But it's also just, I mean, you also always gotta see it in relation to like the general install base. Wow. Why do I suck right now? Anyway, so for example, you have 1 million Switches selling 800,000 Metroid Dreads. That's a support rate of like 80%. But if you only sell like 100,000 GameCubes, but sell like 80,000 on there, it's still 80% in those way less numbers. I don't know if Nintendo also use it that way, but I do. I mean, those example numbers were really, really bad, but I think you get what I'm pointing at. At least I hope they don't think that way. Would be pretty bad for us customers. Especially as Nintendo suckers who literally buy anything. Even though the newest Mario's Football, Smash, Charge, I don't even know anymore what it's called, has less features than the predecessor. Did it even have less features than the predecessor of the predecessor? Like the first game? I don't think so, but it had really not enough features. Always try to heal it. Oh, he comes back. Oh, okay. Finished it. But yeah, it's kind of a no-go. Also, like, to re-switch sports. I don't really have anything against the game, except that it should have came with the Switch in the beginning, because it's just a Wii Sport. You already got the key from here? I think so, yeah. And yeah, then you release the Switch Sports, but then again, it ain't got all the features from the beginning, which, okay, sure, if all the features would have been, sorry, I looked at my phone, all the features would have been like Wii Sports Resort. I could have seen that like, oh yeah, sure. Base game is Switch Sports, and then like you can either get with DLCs later on or like free updates. You can get all the resort games, like the interesting ones. No, you just get a few new games that are boring, and you get golf later. What's just golf or was it more? I don't know. You get the ability to use the fucking strap on. I will keep the wording like that. To kick the ball. Strap on to kick the ball. This is perfect wording. You got that as an update later, because that's what people wanted, I guess. And yeah, the game is like $40. I mean, every Switch game is expensive. Don't come with me like, yeah, but it's only, it has lower MSRP than Sony has from now on. Shut the fuck up. But at least Sony games, you can get them half a year later for like 20% off. You can still buy Breath of the Wild for full game price. Like the release price, which is big no-no. At least my point of view. There could be some Nintendo fanatics, they go like, yeah, but Nintendo has to make money, they will lose money otherwise, but just imagine you're 8 years old again. You can't afford new games. I mean, you could, it just takes as long time, or Christmas, or birthday. Oh, like Hanukkah or something, I don't know what your specific holiday is. It takes that, or a lot of time. Or you just make the games cheaper, so it's less time, or maybe even 2 games at Christmas. Yeah, but Nintendo does what Nintendo wants to do. I guess this is also a good thing about them. Because when everything has kind of become boring with consoles. Because literally any modern console is just a Windows PC. Shit. I kind of tried to focus there for a bit. Didn't work. But yeah, any modern console is just a Windows PC. Not even a Windows PC, but like a PC running in the form of Linux. I guess the Xbox could run in the form of Windows, I don't know for sure. But yeah. Just become boring. Like, back in the day, like, the PS3 was a pretty weird architecture, but due to that it had like some games that really could benefit from it. For example, like Metal Gear Solid 4 benefited from it a little bit, but even still ran like crap. But yeah. The Xbox 360 was a powerhouse for the time and for the money. This is what people say. I was young to know. That was literally free. But yeah, Nintendo always had like, oh yeah, here you have the dual screen, the motion controls and anything. It was always funny about Sony. Like, we had motion controls, and like that the PS3 really had to have motion controls. Like, also a game called MotorStorm. Wasn't supposed to launch with motion controls, but then just throw a gyro sensor into the controller. Just call it a day. And then you have really bad. Then you had really bad motion controls. But I guess Sony always does what Nintendo don't, even though it's Sega's thing they always said. Like Sega does what Nintendo don't. But yeah, at least Sony does it in a successful way. Or like, with the newest generation, what even is like the definitive PlayStation 5 game? Like, more rather, what was it when it came out? Later, what, Demon Souls? But who cares about Demon Souls? Like, except all the Dark Souls fanatics. Yeah. It had literally no launch game. I mean, still miles better than the Xbox Series. They had 0 launch games and still have like Forza, which you can play on PC, Halo, which you can play on PC, and everything you can play on PC. Like, even the Sony games you can play now on PC, it has become a no-brainer to buy a console. At least in my point of view. I mean, it's also the convenience to it of just putting a game in, downloading a patch, installing the patch, downloading the second patch, and installing that patch. Then deciding between performance and nice graphics mode, and yeah, like, they've become too much like PCs. That's what I tried to say. But I guess we'll talk about that more or less, I don't know, in the next part. Hey, we got the Chaos Emerald. Cool. See, also go watch builds.